Unity. In 2005, a company called Unity Technologies was founded with the goal of creating a game engine for indie developers. Initially, the engine was only available for macOS, but it eventually became cross-platform. Since its inception, the engine has undergone numerous updates, and today it is a highly popular engine used to develop games for more than 20 platforms, including support for 3D development. Its cross-platform compatibility is one of its strengths, and it is also worth noting that in Unity, every element is treated as a separate object with its own properties and functions, making the engine highly modular and flexible. Unity also supports visual programming. For coding, Unity uses the widely popular C programming language. Another advantage is its large community, where solutions to problems or even ready-made code blocks can be found online. However, the engine has its downsides, such as performance issues, especially when developing complex games with highly detailed graphics. While Unity does support 3D graphics, it is better suited for simpler 3D projects. Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine was created in 1998 by Epic Games, initially developed for the game Unreal, which became very popular. After the game's success, the company decided to make its engine available to other developers. With each new version, the engine evolved, and by the third version, released in 2006, it was widely used for games on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC. The main advantages of this engine are its cross-platform compatibility and an easy-to-use visual programming system. It is also known for its impressive graphical capabilities. However, it also has drawbacks. Unreal Engine is not as easy to learn, especially compared to Unity, and performance on mobile platforms can be a challenge. Epic Games continues to grow, with significant investments from companies like Tencent, which owns about 40% of Epic Games shares. Godot. Godot Engine is a popular free and open-source game engine known for its simplicity and flexibility in development. It was created in 2007 by programmers Juan Linietsky and Ariel Maniet. Initially, it was developed as an internal tool for game development at the studio where they worked. In 2014, the engine was released as open-source software under the MIT license, making it free to use and distribute. The key strengths of this engine are its completely free and open-source nature, along with support for both 2D and 3D games. For scripting, the engine uses GDScript, a custom programming language similar in syntax to Python. Godot's modular architecture allows developers to tailor the engine to their needs. However, there are some drawbacks, such as its 3D rendering capabilities, which are not as advanced as other engines. Additionally, due to its smaller user base, fewer ready-made resources are available online. CryEngine. CryEngine was developed in the late 1990s by Crytek for their first project, Far Cry. Initially, Crytek developed tech demos to showcase NVIDIA's hardware capabilities, which attracted the attention of major publishers. The first version of the engine was released in 2004, alongside the game Far Cry, which made waves with its advanced graphics and environmental physics. The next version of the engine was released 3 years later, in 2007, and was used to develop Crysis. The developers continued to push forward, making the third version cross-platform and using it to create Crysis 2 and Crysis 3. The latest version of CryEngine was released in 2016, adding support for new technologies like VR. The main strengths of this engine are its ability to produce incredibly detailed and photorealistic graphics, as well as its excellent built-in physics system. However, one of the main drawbacks is its steep learning curve, especially for beginners. Also, since the engine has advanced physics and graphics, a powerful PC is required for smooth development. GameMaker. GameMaker was originally created in 1999 by Mark Overmars. The first version was called simply GameMaker and was designed for people with no programming experience. In 2007, the project was acquired by the British company Yo-Yo Games, which continued to develop it. In 2012, the next version, GameMaker Studio, was released, introducing support for various platforms. In 2017, GameMaker Studio 2 was launched, bringing significant improvements in the interface, functionality, and cross-platform development. One of the advantages of GameMaker is its simple and user-friendly graphical interface. Additionally, its proprietary programming language, GML, allows for the creation of complex game mechanics. The engine includes tools for working with physics, sound, animation, and shaders. However, there are downsides. The first drawback is the near-complete lack of 3D graphics capabilities, and network functionality in GameMaker Studio is limited. Construct. Construct was developed by the British company Sura Limited. The first version of the engine, Construct Classic, was released in 2007 as an open-source project. However, with the release of the next version, Construct 2, in 2011, the engine became a commercial product and evolved into a more professional tool. Construct 2 attracted a wide audience due to its intuitive drag-and-drop system, making it accessible even to beginners. The engine became cross-platform, making it an excellent choice for novice developers because of its simple and easy-to-understand interface. One of its key advantages is that users can create games with little to no programming knowledge, thanks to the availability of pre-made blocks. Another feature is its support for HTML5, which means games created with Construct can easily be played in a web browser. However, there are downsides, such as the lack of 3D support and less robust tools for large-scale projects.